Live in HD with coverage that's straight to the point. You're watching KWQC News at 6.
Uh-oh, no, no, no!
He's down!
No!
We have breaking news off the top at 6 tonight. A deadly plane crash at the Quad City Air Show. Police say the pilot of one of an L-39 Albatross jets was killed. Now, the plane started by flying in formation. Then there they are in formation. Then you can see they separate. The two in back veer off into something called a split break. You can see it appears the plane on the bottom right of your screen. Well, it appears to be flying just a little too low. Moments later, this is what the crowd saw. A huge fireball and black smoke just filling the sky. Good evening. I'm Elizabeth Goodsit. It is a story we first brought you early this afternoon. Tonight, we have team coverage. KWQC's Jonna Clausing live at the airport. KWQC's Mark Stevens joins us now live from Davenport in the crash scene. And Mark, what's the latest?
Elizabeth, police and FAA officials are currently placing flags out in the debris field, marking out places where wreckage is currently sitting. It's about 200 yards in that direction, sitting in an alfalfa field. Now, police tell us that the jet involved was in a 45-degree bank when it failed to pull out and crashed. The single pilot of that plane was killed in the crash. Now, the FAA was already at the air show when the crash happened. After that crash, air show officials asked people over the loudspeakers to turn in any video they had of the crash to help with the investigation. And the air show says a dozen people volunteered their video. Now, the debris field is several hundred yards long and is at least 75 yards wide, and police say they will be here all night.
Just going to probably maintain a perimeter so that we don't miss anything for tonight, and probably end up maintaining that all night long and then continue until the morning.
Now, investigators will walk shoulder to shoulder through that debris field tomorrow, gathering the wreckage of the aircraft. They'll take those pieces to a hangar to continue their investigation and determine the cause of this crash. Reporting live in Davenport, Mark Stevens, KWQC TV6 News.
Mark, thank you. Now, we want to show you where that plane crash happened. It was here in an alfalfa field, and it's not far from the Flying J in Davenport. Hundreds of people were gathered at the Quad City Air Show, though, when this happened. And you can see that is where they were sitting, all of those who attended the event, witnessing the crash there. Now, KWQC's Jonna Clausing was at the airport at the same time as well, and she joins us now live from the airport. And Jonna, what can you tell us? Obviously not what people thought they were going to see.
No, Elizabeth, people did not expect this at all. I was actually here wrapping up an interview when I saw the explosion out of the corner of my eye, and many people here today watched in horror as the plane took a nosedive straight to the ground. This is video prior to the crash. Families here enjoying the show with their eyes to the sky, watching these planes do their tricks and flips, the rain not stopping them from having a family fun day. Now, that's a story we thought we would bring you today, but things soon turned tragic. You can see here we captured the aftermath of the crash, this heavy smoke on camera. Meanwhile, spectators looked on, visibly shaken up about what they just witnessed.
We thought it was going to pull back up, and it didn't, and you just saw the explosion and the fire, and it's just horrible, really.
It happened, and you just thought it could have been part of the show, but it really is not. It's one of those things where it catches you off guard, and your thoughts are just with the pilot and his family. And everybody here, I believe, is thinking and hoping the same thing, just that hopefully he's okay. We're all a little disturbed that we didn't see an eject, and we didn't see a shoot.
No word yet on what caused the crash, but airshow officials say weather was not a factor. We'll have a little bit more on that coming up later in the newscast. Elizabeth?
Jonna, thank you. We want to now give you a look at what a typical split formation or break formation is supposed to look like. Now, this is video from the Hopper flight team's website. 4 planes, though, instead of 3. You can see the lead plane continues to move forward while the planes in back split off in different directions. They are then supposed to regain altitude, continue flying on. We are told that is not what happened in this case. The L-39 Albatross jets are single-engine jet trainers. The planes are built in Czechoslovakia. Design began in 1966. They're used by Russian and other air forces for light attack and reconnaissance. The team's website says the performance planes have a max speed of 485 miles per hour and can reach a ceiling of nearly 38,000 feet. There are believed to be 220 L-39s actively flying in the U.S. alone. According to L39.com, a website devoted to the planes, 2 other L39s have crashed this year. One person was killed in January in Rainbow City, Alabama. Another deadly crash in May killed 2 in Boulder City, Nevada. Since 1998, the website lists 20 L39 crashes total, more than half of them fatal. And in more than 2 decades of performances, there have only been 3 crashes at the Quad City Air Show. The most recent in 2003, when a P-51 Mustang airplane was forced to crash land on its belly. Its landing gear didn't open. Now, the pilot did make it out okay. But in 1992, a Harrier jet was leaving the Quad Cities the day after the show when it crashed. The pilot ejected and later died at the hospital. That jet was part of the static ground display. It never actually flew during the show. Then in 1991, a Formula V air racing plane crashed while thousands watched from the ground. The pilot killed instantly. It was later determined that the wing of the plane separated during the performance, and that crash was blamed on structural failure.